Hey there, fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Eon here with another item for your consideration up from the museum, and that is the Apollo moon rocket. The Apollo moon rocket produced by Processed Plastic in the mid to late 1970s. Apollo moon rocket, and there is your original Woolworth Woolco Department 230 159. Department 230, I assume, was their toy department. And Processed Plastic, of course, is the company that made this. Processed Plastic made a lot of really cheap, inexpensive, see, manufactured by Processed Plastic Company, Montgomery, Illinois. Really cheap and inexpensive toys for stores like Woolworth. And this one holds a particular interest to me. And I'm doing this video, by the way, by request. If you recall, if you've been watching, if you're a subscriber to the channel already, and if you're not, go ahead and subscribe, please do. I did a couple of tours of our toy museum a few weeks back, and I had said at that time, hey, if you saw anything that you think is really interesting that you don't know too much about or are curious about, never saw it before, whatever, let me know. And I got a laundry list of requests, and this is on that list. What is that rocket? I'm sure I've seen it before. You probably did. You probably did see this before. But this one is of particular importance to me because I actually had this when I was a kid, and that's why I wanted to have it again. And it is a multi-stage rocket, Apollo moon rocket. Processed Plastic made space rockets. They made the Titan rocket. They made the space shuttle. In the 80s, I think they made the space shuttle, early 80s. Titan rocket came out before this one, if I'm correct. And they also made a ton of other types of vehicles. They made cars and trucks and airplanes and boats and all sorts of things like that. Covered wagon, things like that. Cheap plastic, blow mold plastic toys that they would sell in Woolworth and places like it for very little money, short money. So you went to Woolworth with your parent or whoever, and they wanted to shut you up, they'd get you something like this. I don't know how I got this one, I just remember having it, and that would be the mid-70s. I had almost this exact same rocket, and that's an important point with Processed Plastic because they would mix colors up. Things would come out all kinds of different colors. I've seen this exact same rocket in different formats before. There's at least 4 versions because there is a version by which the color of the separated stages are completely reversed, like red, white, red, like that, and with either red or white astronauts. And my original set was this rocket type, you know, white, red, white, but with white astronauts instead of the red ones. I'd like to find that one day, just to have it. I mean, what the hell, why not, right? But I'm happy with the red ones because finding the space-themed toys still boxed or carded is extremely difficult. And in particular, the ones done in the 70s, because you see the shuttle comes up every once in a while, and you can get the shuttle still sealed in the box for under $100, but the carded Apollo and Titan rockets are very expensive if they're still sealed. So I'm happy to have this one, even if the astronauts are red. I'm happy, believe me. It took a long time to track one of these down. They don't come up very often. If you looked up Processed Plastic right now on eBay, and this is a challenge for you, go ahead and look it up on eBay. You're probably going to find like 2,000 listings for Processed Plastic, and then look up Apollo or Titan and see what you get. You're probably going to find maybe 1 or 2 listings, if that. These are very rare on the card, very difficult to track down. Now, as far as scale, I don't know the specific scale off the top of my head, but I can tell you the size. And I believe the astronauts are about 1.5 inches tall. And yeah, that's correct, about 1.5 inches. and then the rocket should be 14 inches. And I'm sure the astronauts and the rocket themselves are not scaled to each other properly anyway. Yeah, it's 14 inches tall. And it's a multi-stage rocket because this whole thing does come apart. You've got the capsule itself. Everywhere you see a split, it does come apart. So you get the capsule, the astronauts do fit inside, and then this plug that looks like it's got landing gear fits on the bottom of the capsule. And inside the capsule right now is a plunger. It's about an inch tall, and you press it down into this red part, and like they picture here, once you've got the cover on the capsule with your astronauts inside, or maybe not, you squeeze those two ends together, see the two prongs sticking out, and it launches off of the top with a spring that's in here, about 2-3 feet in the air if I remember correctly. One thing that really does come to mind, I remember having a great deal of difficulty with this plug. Once it's in the bottom of this capsule, it is very difficult to get it back out. I used to have to use a screwdriver to pry the thing out. So every one of these stages comes apart. Got your capsule, your little launch piece, this stage, and then this bottom part also comes off. This piece right here comes out as well, and it's hollow. The whole thing is hollow. Sticker and American flag sticker, and this one looks like it's coming loose. On the back, there's nothing on the back. You hear about people sparing no expense. Well, processed plastic spared every expense. Anywhere that they could cut corners, they did. So no, not even blister on the back. This is exposed, and that's how they were packaged. I mean, you could pull this out probably through here if you really wanted to. I'm not fit to. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to hurt it, because the card is actually really exceptional considering how old this actually is. The card on this one is really clean. It's unpunched because there is a punch tab at the very top of this. And so I'm really pleased to have this. As I was saying, probably got this in like 1975 or 1976 when I had my set. And they couldn't have made them too much longer after that. And there's no date on this one, so I can't pinpoint the date. Not recommended for children under the age of 3. Well, I'm older than 3, so it's okay. And the artwork, I don't know. I mean, the Earth and Moon sketch is kind of nice, and the little galactic sketch, but the kid playing with the rocket, it's kind of very simple, but I still appreciate the artwork. It gets the message across. You get the story looking at this. Okay, you're pretending that this rocket is on the moon. You got your little astronauts. This was a cool set, and I got a lot of good play value out of it at the time. And I'm nostalgic for things that I had when I was a kid. I didn't have much, but I did have this, and I wanted it again, and managed to track one down. And now it's mine. And I wonder if anyone else had this. Anyone else watching had this? If you grew up in the 70s and early 80s, you probably had something from processed plastic. If not the rocket, then a car or a boat or a plane or something. And usually the cars and planes and things like that would be 1/18th scale. So you could put like a G.I. Joe figure in it or something, maybe. Something like that. What do you think of this? Do you remember this? Is this something that you would be interested in? Have you ever seen these before? And remember my little challenge. Go ahead and look up processed plastic and see how much it is, or how many pieces there are out there. You're probably going to find about 2,000 listings. And then look up processed plastic Apollo or rocket or Titan or shuttle and see what you get. There shouldn't be very much, if any listings at all. They are very difficult to find. Most of the other stuff, processed plastic, you can find it. These rockets and other space themed toys are extremely difficult to track down. Final thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. I hope you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. All that good stuff. Check out our other videos for more vintage showcases, for modern unboxings, for museum tours, for toy industry discussions, and so on and so forth. Find us on Instagram, Open by Chance on Instagram. And hey, what more can I say? But thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.